Hi everybody and welcome to the very first video for my channel, Commander Critic. My name is DW and this channel is going to be dedicated to talking about different cards that are available in the Commander format of Magic the Gathering. And I'll explain why I really like or really don't like the card. I also would like to start each video with a little story about my interactions and my experiences with the game since I started playing. And being that this is the very first video, I'm going to talk about my very first time playing the game. This was back in 1994. I would go to my local LGS to play D&D, and they were selling these cards for this card game, Magic the Gathering. I didn't know much about it, but I really didn't pay attention to it until one night I went down there and everybody was playing this game. So I said, all right, I'll join in. I asked, what do I need to do to get in? And they told me to buy some booster packs. So I went up to the counter and I bought some booster packs, shelved them together. Unfortunately, they didn't have any starter decks because they weren't available. At the time, they had a hard time getting them. We didn't even have really a rule book. We had a photocopy of the rule book that we would just pass around. And we probably played wrong back then, and my deck was probably very bad, but I enjoyed it. And then I continued for, a few years. I ended up getting out of the game in about 1997 when Portal came out because phasing and all that, I just thought the game was going to be way too complicated. So I decided I didn't want to play anymore. I sold all my cards. Flash forward back to 2018, a friend of mine opened up a gaming store in a different town, and I went there on a Friday night and they were doing a draft. And I figured, hey, I played Magic back in the day, why don't I get into it? So I bought in and I learned that the game had changed in all those years to the point where what's keywords and different abilities and what's a planeswalker. In my day, we had planeswalkers and island walkers and mountain walkers and all that. And I had no idea what that was. However, I did quickly learn. So I decided I enjoyed it, and I figured I would continue doing different drafts on Friday nights, and I bought packs, and I did some pre-releases and started playing in the standard format because those are the cards I had. Eventually I bought a Commander Precon because that seemed to be a very popular format to play down there. And I started to enjoy that as well. And to this day, it is my favorite format. I currently have about 12 different decks that I currently use. I have also had a few other decks that I've taken apart that I've tried that I didn't like. I buy precons. Sometimes I upgrade them, sometimes I break them apart. But that's where I am today. And I really enjoy the community and I really enjoy playing this format. So we're going to move on to the discussion segment of my channel. It's going to be about different cards that are available in the format. And I'm going to start today with a utility non-basic land that I really enjoy. I run it in a couple of different decks. And it is, Maze of Ith. Sorry for that being so big in your face. I apologize. So if you don't know what Maze of Ith is, it is a card that you can tap to untap a creature in combat, and there's no damage dealt to or from that creature. It basically just removes it from combat, and you don't have to worry about taking damage from it. What I like to use it for, the two decks that I have it in, I use it in a kind of outside the box kind of way. I use it to attack with my commander, because commander has an attack ability, and then I use it to remove the commander from combat so that it survives, and I still get that attack trigger, and my commander survives so that I can use it another time. Basically, what people normally would use it for is to remove an attacking creature out of combat that's coming after them, so that they don't take as much damage. Like, it's a good way to prevent commander damage by removing their commander from combat if they're attacking you. That's also a great way to use the card. Also, recently, there's another way that I've used the card. It's very, very good to be used in political ways. So, for example, we were playing in a pod, and one of my opponents had a large commander. Coming in could kill anybody with the commander damage. I had used it to remove it from combat against an opponent because we needed every resource we had to deal with what this other player had on the board. So I figured if he took out one of my opponents, then it'd be harder to take care of him, and he was going to come by and take us all out. Now, I had the Maze of Ith, so I had a way to stop him from me, but I don't know what I had in my deck for answers to take care of his board, and then it would have just made the game go on a long time. So I figured keeping as many players in the game to deal with this guy was the right thing to do. So it's also used in that way. But like I said, I do really enjoy the card. It has many uses, and I just I think that it's a great way to prevent some damage because it can be considered an extra blocker in a way, and stop you from taking a bunch of damage, and then the other player has to deal with that. So let me know what you think in the comments. Also, please like my channel, subscribe, share it if you can, and I'm looking forward to going on this adventure with all of you and hearing what you have to say. And again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.